What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's pandemic update for Saturday, April 15th, 2023. Starting off today, India's report today is 10,753 new cases in the last 24 hours. That is slightly down from yesterday, which was to be expected because of weekend lag. However, there is another statistic in India that has gone up, and it's not a good one. Fatalities or casualties are now up by 27, so we're starting to see deaths creep upward in India now, and we'll have to see. I think at some point they could definitely get over 100 deaths a day. When that's going to happen, I don't know. And it also looks like the positivity rate is also rapidly starting to rise there. It says the daily positivity rate has been pegged at 6.73, while the weekly positivity rate stood at 4.49, and I do believe that is in some of the states in India, maybe not the entire overall number. We're just going off this article here, and we're going to show you some more India data in a little bit. Taking a look at this is up in Canada. The Collingwood General and Marine Hospital, they have declared a COVID outbreak, so they're seeing cases of COVID again. And I thought this was interesting. I thought I would share this today. New itchy COVID symptom reported as atrocious fuels New York area spread. The XBB.1.16, also dubbed atrocious, is increasing quickly in prevalence worldwide, that we know. And there's a new itchy symptom. They're saying it's new. It's not 100% new. And what they're referring to is those itchy red eyes that you assumed were allergies. Yeah, they may be COVID. Remember what I told you yesterday? Though it may be allergies, though you may think you just have a spring cold, oh, it's just my sinuses or allergies. I know my allergies have been off the wall with me, and even with my medication, it's been bothering the heck out of me the past couple days. And yesterday I actually rapid tested just to be safe, and I suggest you should start doing that. And if you feel that your symptoms are worsening even then some, and you tested negative on a rapid, I think you should go out and get a PCR test. I really do. Just do it. If your insurance covers for a PCR test, do it, because some of the symptoms with COVID now are the same thing that you may see with a cold or even just regular old allergies. So it's really a good idea to test when you can if you have any symptoms at all. Alright, we have no new COVID history for today. I do want to show you wastewater. We'll take a look here at the national picture. You can see the green one here, which is the West Coast. That is starting to rise ever so slightly. The other regions are dropping. Moving on to the national CDC wastewater section. And let's take a look at a few states here, shall we? Up in Maine, let's see what's happening up there. Up in Cumberland County, Maine, yeah, it's starting to rise again. This one only has 8,500 people in the watershed, but it is starting to rise in that watershed. And you see a lot of light blue in New York State. Light blue is borderline moderate. Here's one that has very small, 3,400 population, not rising that much in Wyoming County. Here's Onondaga, and that has 50,727, and this is one of them weird ones that just go straight up, down. Doesn't update very often, so that's why it does that. Here's one that's in Erie County, New York. 142,000 people served in this wastewatershed. Yeah, it's starting to rise. Let's take a look at New York City, shall we? We've been watching a couple sites there. Kings, this is one that was starting to rise. It's now dropping ever so slightly. Here's another one in Richmond County. Was starting to rise, dropping ever so slightly. How about Pennsylvania? Here's central Pennsylvania. And this is going to be an interesting site to watch. There's two sites in Center County. They're having what's called the blue and white up at Penn State. So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, Penn State's colors are blue and white. So they do a scrimmage game. The team basically plays as each other at Beaver Stadium, which is a big stadium there. And this draws a huge number of people. Now, it's not the same amount as a regular Penn State game, but a lot of people go up there for the weekend. So we will have to see what happens here. This first wastewater site there is at 12,000 population. It's dropping. The second site is much bigger, 90,000 population, and it's kind of leveled off. It's dropping ever so slightly. We'll have to see if that starts rising from the influx of people that flocked to the State College area this weekend. The rest of the country, you are seeing a more moderate areas back in the Great Lakes again. That is of concern. And you see a lot of orange ones, which are legitimately moderate. Coming out here to California, we did get some of these wastewater sites back again. I do want to click on one right here, Orange County, California. It's at low to moderate, 1.8 million serviced here. It's dropping ever so slightly. Here's another one in Orange County, and another one, and they're just about level right now. Here's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is flat, and this is 4 million people serviced here, so this is a big sample size. So it's good to see that flat right now. Hopefully we don't see it start rising. And taking a look at some of these other ones, you can see here, generally flat to slightly rising. Here's one in Santa Clara that is orange. Alameda County, and this is flat as well. So, alright, that does it for today's wastewater portion of the update. If you notice, I spent a little bit more time there because got some bad news coming up pretty soon. We may have lost some more data. We'll see. Or maybe it's a glitch. Taking a look at the national transmission. High represents 768 counties. Substantials, 508 counties. Moderate, 1,421 counties. And as noted yesterday, moderate transmission is increasing. Which, while that's not a terrible thing, because that does mean that high and substantial is dropping, anything above low I still consider to be bad. Low transmissions at 426 counties, and you can see the majority of the Northeast states are in moderate transmission. The majority of the states right along the West Coast are in moderate transmission. But then you have the inner core here, from Texas on northward. There's a lot of low, but you also have a lot of high transmission mixed in between. Look at some of these Arizona counties. High transmission. New Mexico, high transmission. Missouri is just seeing a ton of high transmission. And what's interesting about that in Missouri is, early on with the XBB.1.16 variant, they were seeing the fastest rise on one of the data sources I use on Twitter. Hubbub data? Yeah, they were seeing the fastest rise. And take a look. High transmission there. So that's something we're going to have to watch. Alright, this week's variant proportion. If you did not see yesterday's variant update video, it's there. It's 2 videos or 3 videos before. Check it out. XBB.1.5, 78%. XBB.1.16, 7.2%. XBB.1.91, 6.5%. XBB.1.92, 2.5%. XBB.1.51, 2.4%. FD.2, 1.7%, and BQ.1.1 at 1%. We did not get BNO update today. It looks like they're not going to be updating on the weekends. That's fine. We may get the weekly update tomorrow for, the totals for the week. New Jersey does not update on the weekend. And now we come to this. I'll try and refresh this again. Yep, nothing. There's clearly a glitch going on with New York State. Maybe they're going to stop reporting on the weekends. That's fine if they still report 5 days. But we need them to at least report Monday through Friday. And yeah, it's glitching. When you come to the hospitalizations, I'm getting this as well. So hopefully it's just a glitch. We've seen glitches with these sites before, and there's never seems to be an urgency to fix them. But that's where we stand there. Walgreens has still not updated. I'm not even going to bother showing you any of the states. This is old data. It just has not updated. Alright, before we get to the international here on Worldometers, I want to show you something else first. Coronavirus COVID-19 hospitalizations. This is international. And I do have some random states selected here. Some of them were automatically generated. Taking a look at the United States, you can see here, these are hospitalizations. They're dropping in the United States. Taking a look at Australia, it's kind of hard to see. It's this dark blue line. Look at this. Australia is starting to rise. Remember when we did the Worldometers update the other day, we said Australia cases are starting to rise? Well, that's hospitalizations are too. And we'll take a look at that again today on Worldometers. Canada, ever so slightly starting to rise. April 10th, they were at 3,173. Today, or at least on the most recent update, this is April 11th, 3,268. So, I mean, this is not always updating frequently, but it is showing a point here that they are starting to rise. This looks to be a glitch with the United Kingdom where it just dropped and then went back up. Not understanding that too much. Spain is ever so slightly starting to rise. And we have to watch France. France is likely to start rising soon as well because they are seeing the rising cases. Taking a look at coronavirus cases on the charts here. And let's zoom this in to make it easier to read. And you can see here, here's just some randomly selected places. You can see France here is slightly level. That will probably start rising soon. You can see the rise in India. But if you look here at Germany, Germany is dropping, and Canada is really low. Canada is not even reporting for some reason. What's going on up in Canada? If anyone knows, let me know down below. I would like to know if you know anything about what's going on in Canada. All right, taking a look here at the international data. Let's refresh this in case any countries just updated. South Korea is down 2% on cases, down 9% on deaths. The United States is down 40% on cases. That is actually true. We really are down 40% in the United States. Yes, I know Florida didn't update. Yes, I know Iowa stopped updating. But for the time being, we are legitimately still dropping here. And, well, we have to accept that. Though, yes, I get it. We're missing the at-home test. In a matter of time, we will start rising in the United States. India, 75% up on cases, 76% up on deaths. Japan, 7% up on cases. Deaths are down 9%. Russia's down 14% on cases, up 2% on deaths. France, 18% increase on cases, 7% decrease on deaths. Australia, remember I told you that they were rising, and they still are. 15% increase on cases, 51% increase on deaths, and as noted, their hospitalizations are rising as well. We probably should look at the ICUs. I would assume they're rising as well, just based on this increase in deaths. 116 deaths in the last 7 days. Preceding 7 days, 77. So that's relatively concerning that their deaths are going up so much. It signals that there may not be much immunity there. I don't know what their booster percentage is, but obviously something's up because the percent of severe cases there is on the increase just based on those deaths. Brazil, cases are down 57%, deaths are down 50%. Germany, cases are dropping as we noted on the chart. It's down 5%. However, their deaths are starting to rise, up 30%. 581 deaths in the last 7 days, 447 in the previous 7 days. Then we come down here to Indonesia, 46% increase in cases. Look at the deaths. 146% increase in deaths. And no, it's not one of those, well, they had 2 deaths the week before, and it's 5 this week. No. They had 26 deaths the week before, 64 this week. So that's a concerning rise as well, just as is the one in Australia. Malaysia, cases are up 49%. Deaths are up 300%. And yes, for this one, 12 this week versus 3 the previous week. And let's do one more country, shall we? We'll come down here to, I don't know, Afghanistan. 31% increase in Afghanistan. They're still not reporting their deaths for some reason. Don't know what the deal is with that. And one last thing I want to show you, as this likely updated yesterday. Yes, it did. The flu levels in New York City are still at high. District of Columbia is still at high. You now have moderate levels in New Mexico, California, and look at this. Puerto Rico's moderate to almost high now, as is New Jersey. So this is getting relatively interesting. The rest of the country is still low. We will check tomorrow to see if Walgreens had an update. I don't think they did last I saw. And that pretty much does it for today's update. So, yeah, hopefully we're not losing New York State, and that's just a glitch. Check back tomorrow. If not in tomorrow, hopefully they'll do Monday through Fridays. Walgreens, I'm concerned. I think we might have lost Walgreens, but we'll see. Maybe they'll do an update on Monday. Hopefully. I'm hopeful that it'll come back. Alright, that does it for today's video. I'll see you all again next time. But until I see you again next time, you have to do 2 things. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. And, as always, stay safe. Alright, see you all again next time. Have a great night, everyone.